So talk about what the everyday diet should look like if we really want to have health benefits, because you're talking about the mimicking diet either once a month or at least 2 times a year. So what about the rest of the time? How should we be eating?
Yes. And by the way, let me just first say the fasting mimicking diet was tested clinically in a randomized study at USC and showed improvement in cholesterol, blood pressure, triglycerides, and risk factors for cancer and cardiovascular disease. But then the everyday diet, I base it on something I call 5 pillars of longevity, and the pillars include studies of large populations, studies of centenarian population. What about the people in Okinawa, Japan, or Loma Linda, California, that have record longevity? What do they eat? And this diet essentially is a pescatarian diet. So it's a low protein, vegetables plus fish. So fish maybe a couple of times a week. That seems to be the ideal diet if you look at all these different pillars.
So then there is the 12-hour fast that you talk about that's really a daily regimen that can make a difference in our lives as well. It's between dinner at night and breakfast in the morning.
Right.
What does that do?
Well, that's not really a fast. That's what people have always done, right? I mean,
well, some of us snack.
After that. And I think some of the snacking habits came from this idea that we need to eat 5-6 times a day, right? So people may get to 8 p.m. and have only eaten 3 times, and they think, well, the doctor told me I should eat 5 times, so maybe I got a couple more. And in fact, I should have a couple more to be healthy. And so that's not a good idea. And so in the book, I talk about going to 2 to 3 times a day, meals, 2 to 3 meals a day. And so if somebody's overweight or obese, it's probably good to go to breakfast plus lunch or breakfast plus dinner and then a snack. Let's say 100-calorie snack, healthy one. Of course, if somebody's underweight, then they can stick with the 3 to 5 meals a day. So yeah, that's a good way to do it, and keep it within 12 to 13 hours. Not much longer, not much shorter. Both longer and shorter are associated with problems. And so naturally, if you look at these people that live very long lives, they tend to do that. They stick within, say, 11 to 13 hours a day of food consumption.
It's not a fast exactly, but it is going without food. So what's the right way to start the day at the top end of that, after you fasted all night and you haven't eaten?
And most studies suggest that a lot of people skip breakfast, and those that skip breakfast tend to have higher mortality and higher cardiovascular disease. So it's for whatever reason, it's good to have breakfast. And so again, don't go much past the 12 hours. So if you have dinner by 8 p.m., then try to have breakfast by 8 a.m.
8 in the morning. Yeah. It's a fascinating work that you've been doing, and the information is amazing. It's called The Longevity Diet. Who doesn't want to read that? You can get it wherever books are sold.